And the bird slowed. Its movements became thick, syrupy. Then they became still. Not dead still. Model still. Its feathers lost their separation, merging into a single, polished curve. Its beady eye became a smooth, black bead. It was no longer a creature. It was a perfect, silent sculpture of a bird captured in mid-motion. The silence studied its work. Then it turned and walked up the hill, the blighted patch of unreality retracting with it like a snail drawing in its stain. Sound returned in a painful crash. The clock ticked. My breath roared in. I gasped, sinking to the floor, sobbing with the glorious, ugly noise of it. I thought I was safe. We all did. The phones came back on. The lights hummed. We found old Pete, confused but alive, his hearing aid working fine. We told ourselves it was a freak electrical storm, mass hysteria. But I go out to my garden every morning. The bird feeder is there. And on it, perched forever, is the most beautiful, most detailed ceramic sparrow you could ever imagine. It's perfect. So perfect it hurts to look at. And every night, when the real birdsong fades, I sit in my now too loud kitchen, and I wait. I listen for the moment the world starts to lose its edges. I wait for the silence to return. It's not done with us. It's just collecting. And it has such a refined taste for the things that make noise. The light went next. Not darkness, but a leaching of quality. The warm yellow of my bulb faded to a gray, directionless glow, like the memory of light. Then the textures of the world began to smooth. The grain of the oak table blurred. The stucco on the wall became flat, like a painted stage prop. I saw it then, through the kitchen window. In the garden. The silence wasn't a fog. It was a surface. A smooth, matte, person-shaped absence standing by my bird feeder. Where it stood, the world wasn't dark or light, it was undefined. It had no features, no eyes, but I knew it was aware. It was listening for the lack of something. It turned its head. Not a head, a suggestion of one. It was facing the window. Facing me. My heart was a frantic, pounding muscle in a soundless vault. I thought, this is it. It will take the sound of my heart, my blood, my thoughts. I would become a silent, smooth mannequin in a silent, smooth house. But it didn't come in. It tilted its blankness towards the bird feeder. A lone sparrow, trapped and terrified, was beating its wings against the plastic dome. A frantic, tiny dance. A dance I could see but could not hear. The silence reached out a limb. It didn't touch the bird. It touched the space around the bird's wings. That's when we saw it through the window. A patch of wrongness was sliding down the hill. It wasn't fog. It was a moving void, a blotter soaking up reality. Streetlights didn't just go out, their light seemed to be swallowed an inch from the glass. It didn't distort things, it erased them. The crunch of gravel under its passage. Gone. The rustle of the hedgerow. Gone. Panic. It was a silent, scrambling panic. We ran, but not together. I sprinted for my cottage, the one my grandfather left me, right on the hill's tree line. Stupid. I should have run for the fields. But instinct is a homing thing. I slammed the door, locking the world out. I could hear the silence coming. Not a sound, but a pressure. It was the feeling of waiting for a thunderclap that never arrives. I backed into the kitchen, my breath a ragged, far too loud thing in my ears. Then my breath stopped. Not metaphorically. I inhaled, and there was no rush of air and no rasp in my throat. I tried to cough. Nothing. I slapped the table. My hand met the wood with a firm thud that I felt in my bones but did not hear. The clock on the wall, a loud tick-tock heirloom, became a frantic, vibrating metronome making no noise at all. The problem with Sudbury Hill wasn't the old stories. Every village has those, tales of the thing in the woods, the witch in the cottage, the ghost in the lane. Ours was the silence. They said that on certain nights, when the wind died and the owls stopped calling, something would walk the hill behind the old Trelawney place. It didn't steal children or drink blood. It just silenced. A dog would vanish mid-bark. The church bell wouldn't ring. You'd wake to find your alarm clock dead, your phone a blank slab, and a perfect, woolly quiet pressing against the windows. We laughed about it, of course. Until last Tuesday. Mara was the first to notice. We were at the Fox, the pub at the foot of the hill. "Listen," she said, putting her pint down. The fridge. The constant, low hum from behind the bar was gone. Not broken, not switched off. Absent. As if the sound had been carefully unstitched from the air. Then old Pete's hearing aid squealed and died. The jukebox flickered off, its last note, the final drawn-out wail of a guitar solo, snipped clean. Not even an echo remained.